Okay, I'll call this meeting to order. It's Thursday, July 31st, 2025, and it's 9:30 a.m. We're here to discuss the Sheriff's Office vehicle request. And I'll turn it over to Under Sheriff Studsky.
Yep, so we're just here to discuss our yearly issue of trying to get vehicles. Here, I'll give you guys this. It's printed off for me in tiny, tiny print, which I can barely read myself.
Okay.
Just the top section's all we really need, the top little box up here. And because the bottom stuff is just like our search and rescue side-by-sides and that kind of stuff. But we're just here to address cars and pickups. So in the top, I highlighted the ones in pink that I highlighted across that you can barely see are all ones that'll be decommissioned or due to be decommissioned.
Okay.
The ones in orange that I highlighted orange are all ones that are 140 to 150. Some of them are probably 160 now because the mileage probably hasn't been updated in 2 or 3 months, but and the reason we're just want to get the talks going and figure out what we're going to do is because it's about a 9-month wait or more to get a vehicle. So
is that to get the vehicle and outfit it?
yeah, to get the vehicles probably 8 months or so, and then it's about another month to get the equipment put in.
So how many vehicles are you replacing?
So there's up here you can see just going down the first orange one's the Charger that has, it's probably over 150 to 160 now. Then you go down, we got the pink one is a Durango. It shows here 132, but it's probably about 145 right now, and it has some major issues of overheating constantly. We've already invested some money into it, trying to figure out the issue, and probably 2 different shops now can't figure out why, but it keeps overheating, so it's not reliable for patrolling. We have one of our K9 Chargers that's probably down to its last year of life. If you look in, like, they're numbered, the second light blue line going down over there, they're kind of numbered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you can see down. So I'm on number 15. That's another Charger that one we're going to put into use when one of our trainees gets out of training. I highlighted orange just because it's approaching higher miles, and these are all ones that'll be in the next year or so. We'll be probably reaching end of life, but we can get another year to year and a half out of them maybe. That number 17 going down is the pink, it's a White Crown Vic. That's a 2000, and we're just decommissioning that one. We haven't been using it. We were using it for sex offender checks. We had a reserve guy doing those, but we no longer have that person that'll do those, so we aren't using that vehicle. Haven't used it for about a year, so we're just decommissioning that one. That one was a hand-me-down from probation anyways, I think, a long time ago.
Okay, so are you looking at two this year, or what are you guys looking at this year?
Well, the 3 is the goal. Kind of what we're wanting to do is because I think we're decommissioning 2 of the pickups. So our goal is every other year to try and get 1 pickup to replace, kind of at least keep pickups in the fleet, a few. We don't need a ton of them, but to have 2 or 3, we always have a couple. and then 2 Durangos.
So
The pickups are about 53 to 55,000. The Durangos are 45 roughly.
and you need 1 pickup for 2 Durangos.
Yep. Yeah, one of the old Rams we're repurposing. It's beat to heck. It's got about 160,000 miles right now, but we actually turned it into the range truck just to get some life out of it. So we're using it for our firearms training program where the officers are using it to simulate traffic stops and shoot around it and over it. And then we're using it to haul materials up to the range and that kind of stuff. We make a lot of our own targets and stands and stuff like that and haul them up there with that.
Now we did do the 2 Mavericks earlier this year. And
Yep.
What did those replace?
So those are so we have Stemrich, who, if you see down here on the bottom right, he kind of wrote her down on the bottom right there. Stemrich, her vehicle is the one overheating. She's the detective.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to give her an unmarked Maverick, and that's going to get rid of that one for her. And then Captain Green or myself are going to get rid of our vehicle and grab a Maverick for now. And then we'll just have a vehicle we can use here to patrol. And we, I can't remember what kind of vehicle. We have one at a vehicle at the yard that we got in a raid. I can't remember what, it's an SUV. It looks newer. I haven't looked at it yet, but we're going to check that out and see if we can put that into service as some type of unmarked that people can use. It looks like a decent vehicle, but I haven't started it up yet and seen how it runs or anything. But our plan is in the next week or so to.
Now, did that was just given to you?
It was from a drug bust.
Okay.
Yep. So now it's in ours.
Okay. Because I remember the last time you guys had to pay for part of it. Remember on the.
Yeah, not this
But this
one.
was given. Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Mm-hmm.
So you're thinking you need about $145,000 worth of vehicles?
Probably, yeah.
And what do we have in any of our funding left, and if there's any?
So the last ones we pulled all the excess out of the sheriff's. They had, all these little pots of money, so we pulled everything out of that to do most of that. Right now, total in LATCF, which is about the only one that is, what is not already approved for other uses is 2.7, and it had originally planned there.
2.7.
Just under that's 2.69113394.
Yeah, and now I forgot to mention on the pickup, we're looking at going to a Ford F-150. It's about the same price as the Ram, but for law enforcement, they've been holding up better. The agencies that have been using them, so than the Rams.
And we don't have any vehicles in your budget. right?
No.
We took all that out.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever had the vehicles actually in the budget since I've been looking at it, and I don't remember Mike ever having vehicles in the budget. It's always kind of a capital expense.
So, bottom line, we're needing $145,000, and we've got some in lettuce money.
Yeah, right now we got a few cars sitting out back we can use. Those are going to go to our new trainees. As soon as they're done with the training, they're about a month. We got one guy who's at the academy now, so he'll be.
Patrol?
Yep.
Okay.
He just went to the academy, so he'll be 4 months or so before.
So how many patrol officers do we have now? Is there
I think there's a total of 20.
20? That's including the admin?
No, I'd have to look exact. I know we have a total of like 49 or 50 employees, and then we're down one position in patrol. We haven't hired it, so we've been holding off on hiring that position.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of like to look this over, because I know right now, with the roads department being down, and I believe there's some, I believe what I've heard, that there was some loaders that we're releasing that are going back this year.
I don't know.
So I'd like to kind of talk to everybody and get everybody in again and figure out where we're going to be at with their grants. And we'll put this towards that, we'll put this in the discussion as well. That's my comment. Just to see where we're at totally. And you said we have 2.7 that's not
Already out there for some approved for other uses.
Okay, that's
Just-
good.
Just barely under 2.7.
And when would you need to practically know so that you could start the cycle?
Well, I would say as soon as possible, because it takes so long to get them, and because we'll be into dang near next year's budget by the time we get them, and into like 2027 budget. So
they take about 6 months, 9 months?
Yeah, I'd say 8 to 9 months.
8 to 9 months. And that's in
So do you have bids on those, or like estimates?
We haven't went and got bids, but just the going kind of where we've been falling in with them is about 45,000 for the Durangos, and then it's about I think the Ford F-150 is about 53 to 55 or so.
And that's fully decked out with lights and all that.
I believe so. No, that's not.
So can you
We have
take
to add some on.
some of the ones that you decommission? Is there any way to take some of that stuff?
Yeah, we're actually we want to put a radio in each of the Mavericks. We're gonna take like the old Crown Vic out of radio in it, so we're gonna start trying to do that more, so we could offset some of the costs. And if we're gonna meet again, I'll try and figure out what we have we can decommission and possibly reuse. See if we can save some money.
So that we know that
Yeah.
the exact amount.
Yep, I'll get that.
Yeah.
So these prices don't include all the,
No,
which is
They
another 20,000 a vehicle or so.
no, it's about 15, I believe.
15.
Yeah, it is.
So we'd need another 45,000.
But yeah, if you could kind of get those figures.
Yep, no, I'll get it
Okay.
dialed in, and I'll see what we have on what the equipment looks like on the vehicles I have listed decommission.
Okay, yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
And then,
That would be.
Yeah.
if we're decommissioning Durango, the cage and stuff, we should be able to transfer over and stuff. We've done it in the past, pull them out, and it's a little harder for us to install them, but we're good at taking it out. But yeah.
All right, so that's what we can do. Why don't you go out and figure out what that is, and it'll give us some time to
Yeah, if we could just
Yeah, I think
meet
get
again
it
in a few
better.
weeks, maybe like 2
Yeah.
weeks or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that'd be fine.
Yep. Then I'll have all that figured out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Any other questions, comments from the board? Public?
I'm just trying to think. Are you getting in yourself into something because you've just taken it where you're not gonna use it in the budget? Is this a budget workshop or, I don't know. But anyway, just to put this out there, I guess I got one other question. They were gonna look at putting the lights on the last cop cars, did they do that?
To put the lights on?
Yes, you guys are gonna look about switching the lights off the old ones that are decommissioned down at the Wallace or Osborne yard. On putting them on the cars you just ordered, or the two you ordered before.
The Mavericks?
I have no idea which ones they were, but there'd been talk about taking them off the old ones and putting them on the new ones. Maybe it was a 6 you had got in 22, 23, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't remember that, but I will give an honest opinion of whether or not we can do it when I go look at what all we got and
Okay.
see what it looks like. And
Okay.
I know we can't install it ourselves,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
that gets real ugly. Because literally you're ripping out consoles and all that,
Yeah.
but there is possibly stuff we could reuse.
Yeah, like
Save
the
some money.
cage and
Mhm.
the electrical stuff would
Yeah.
be a real.
Yeah.
But if you put the lights on, take the lights and then somebody else do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of the lights depend. Sometimes they'll be the LEDs. They'll be like burnt. Things that aren't working on them. Things burn out on them. Just depends. I'd have to check every one before we use them and all that, because they kind of get an end of life too going, where they don't work like they're supposed to. But like even on my rig, I have like 2 or 3 sections that are burnt out of the lights, LED lights and stuff. So
So you have to replace the whole light.
you would have
No
to.
point.
I get by with it, but it's not ideal. So I wouldn't go put it on another vehicle. So like,
Any other questions?
Yeah, I just want to make this point. 22, 23 budget year, 6 cars were bought. Last year's 2, 8, so we replaced almost half the fleet in 2 years.
in 3 years.
Well, in those 2 years, 6 and 2 away from half the fleet. Grant money on both years.
Okay. Anything other? Any other further? Nothing further?
Yeah, I just will comment to the reason of that was because we were so far behind on vehicles that when you get that far behind, that's what happens, and you end up with a fleet that they're all dying vehicles.
Mhm.
The end of life for law enforcement vehicles is about 150,000. They just don't go much beyond that.
Okay.
There's a few that run all right that we can keep going a little while longer, but usually you end up in money pits and they're not safe to drive. So
Last thing, Gunderson did put it in his budget, 2 to 3 cop cars every year he get. Just for your knowledge.
well, they just did leases, which were turned into payment programs, which turned into, by the time we had 5 payments, we were paying more for vehicles than just buying them. So
So
it wasn't a good idea to do it that way, I didn't think.
my point is they were being replaced.
All right. There's anything further? Okay. Meeting adjourned. Thank you guys very much.